Today, I'm specifically talking about learning lessons from growing my YouTube channel in 1 year. So I'm not referring to this channel. I'm referring to another channel I started from scratch called Empowering Survivors. And that was like a labor of love, it was a passion project. And I was doing it part-time, something I'm passionate about, helping survivors who have a voice get their power back. I do that a lot with my clients in this business too, in my visibility business, helping people be more seen, have a voice, right? And so what was really cool about that is that from the beginning, I knew that that I wanted to get it monetized, right? Like I felt like that was a goal of mine. So I started it today, a year ago. So October 20th, 2022. And it definitely took me longer than I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers and get the channel monetized. But at the same time, it was also faster than my other channels. So definitely, it was a learning lesson, huge learning lessons for me in that process. And so I wanted to go over those learning lessons with you all. And so the first one, let me get my little notes here. I said 3, but I think I'm going to have a couple of bonus ones. So the first is to test on YouTube. So right now there is the traditional way, which was the long form videos, which are the horizontal videos. That's what YouTube was for over a decade. And then a little over a year ago, they introduced, or maybe 2 years, they introduced the shorts, which is the vertical, the one you see on your phone, and it's under 60 seconds. So understanding that those two formats have different, different audiences for certain content, different rules, right? So testing and putting out lots of content was a great way for me to see what was working and what wasn't working, and doing more of what was working and doing less of what wasn't working. Now, the other thing about that was really, really huge, because it was a new channel for me in a completely new industry for me anyway, which is like the true crime community. I use that feedback to also shape the brand of that channel and the message that I wanted for that channel. So I changed the message a few times, and it's still actually even changed the name during that year period. So it really helped to shape, especially if you're creating a new channel, testing out lots of different content, seeing what's resonating with your audience, seeing where your audience and who your audience is, right? Maybe it's, especially like me, it was a completely new audience. I wasn't really even sure who I was reaching. So that was the first thing. The second thing is that I held back. And I held back. You see, I have some stuff in my throat because it's still something I work through. I held back because I was worried about trolls. I was worried about criticism. Yep, let me get some water. And so I had to learn, as I matured and as I grew, excuse me, that the trolls and criticism are actually a good thing. If I'm not putting myself out there, I'm probably not going to get many trolls. And some of them I thought were trolls were actually constructive feedback. And so once I was able to take out like, oh, they're criticizing me, and look at it for what it was, which was feedback, then that actually helped me improve my content. And also went to my first point, because I was testing out different content, I was seeing what topics were resonating, what topics were were polarizing, what topics, like there were some topics I've posted about that I thought were great, and I got lots of hater comments, right? So like as an example, I posted about the Maui wildfires, and a post I made about The Rock and Oprah donating got a lot of hater comments. I mentioned President Biden visited Maui. Like it's just not even at all related to politics, the posts I made, but I got people giving me their comments about the president. So those are types of things that I had to put myself out there and be open to what the response was going to be. So that's the second thing. The third thing was, this was actually really kind of interesting. I had started my channel because I was inspired by other YouTubers, among other things. And I wanted to do things a different way. So when I first started, I took inspiration from the YouTubers I liked and that I resonated with and used some of that to develop my own style. At the same time, I also realized that I was comparing myself to them. And you cannot compare yourself to other YouTubers. You can use them for inspiration. You can use them for research purposes, but don't fall into the trap of comparing. I actually, in the marketing world, we talk about competitors. I use that word, but I actually don't believe that energy is good energy, because it almost sounds like you're competing for the same audience. And frankly, on YouTube, you've got the same audience. So somebody watching another person's videos can be watching your videos too. And they can, once you get your channel monetized, you can get paid from that same person watching that person's video, and you're going to get paid, or rather, let me just rephrase that. That person's video will get paid by a certain person that will also watch your videos. So you'll get paid too for that video, right? So it's like competition, like do your own thing. Actually, one fun thing that's really funny, I got we'll call it a hater comment. Somebody who said that a video that I made, they stopped watching. Like, they took the time out to tell me this, which is hilarious. They said they didn't want to keep watching. They took the time out, and I've seen a bunch of other people doing the same thing. You're all vying for views and clicks and whatever, like telling me that basically I'm competing with other people. And I'm like, and this is a completely honest and genuine answer. I was like, I'm not looking to see what other people are doing. Like, holistically, yes, I see what other YouTubers are doing, but I wasn't taking this. I've developed my own style. I do this now when I want to do it. Maybe if you're seeing somebody else doing a similar video, maybe they copied me. And when I actually came to terms with that, I was like, yeah, like, I've developed my own style. I don't know what other people are doing. I'm not trying to imitate anybody else. I'm developing my own style. So back to my original point of this is that you can use other YouTubers as inspiration, but don't compare. Don't try to compete. Create your own brand, your own style, your own message. All right. Now, those were three of the first 3 points that stood out to me when I was kind of like, what was I going to talk about today? But then there was the other 2 things that came to mind just right before coming on here. And that is the importance of consistency. The importance of consistency. So making sure you're posting every day if possible, or at least a few times per week, making sure there's consistent, there's not lulls in posting, that there's not gaps in posting. And because the algorithm on YouTube and on like pretty much any social media platform favors consistency. It's kind of like loyalty program, right? Like, if you're posting consistency, then YouTube wants to push out your content, even videos that aren't doing too well. Because I've got multiple channels, and I'll see a video of mine on another channel that has, maybe just got 10 views or something. And I was like, wow, they're pushing my content out, right? They're pushing it out. They want to push out my content. So that's cool. However, burnout is a real thing. I've heard from multiple people, YouTube burnout is a real thing. So there's a balance of making sure you're being consistent, putting out content consistently, and making sure you're not burning out because you're maybe spending too much time on the platform, or just putting too much energy into it. there's a healthy consistency. Okay. And I can see where sometimes people who maybe are earning, oh, it's 11:11 here. People who are making a lot of money from their YouTube channel might want to put out a lot of content. But there needs to strike a balance there, I think, a healthy balance so that you don't get burnt out. I actually got burnt out. I grew very quickly and then I got a burnout and I pulled back and that hurt my channel. So I prefer you to post, let's say, 3 times per week than to post like 10 times a day for a month and then fall back and not post at all, for weeks at a time. So the last thing I wanted to say here is that, and I alluded to it at the beginning, like I thought I was going to be monetized quicker just because I had like really, really big goals, really big ambitious goals. And I was slower because of the other things I just mentioned. However, because I did it on my channel, on that channel sooner than any other channel I've had, I realized how much easier it is to get to 1,000 subscribers and monetize my channel. As soon as I had strategies and a plan and really understood what it took to get those views, to get the audience captivated and all that. So that's what I wanted to share with the 5 key takeaways from growing my channel in the last year. I'm so blessed that I made it. It feels like I've been doing it for far longer. So it's like, wow, a year went by, but it feels a lot longer than that. And so with that, I just wanted to share that if you're interested, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, that now is your time to share your message with the world and get paid to do it, to get leads, to get your message out, to share your services and your talents with the world. If you want my individualized one-to-one support, I'm actually offering for a limited time a promotion on a one-to-one training strategy session where I'm going to get together with you, even if you have a brand new channel. And I'm going to teach you about your back-end analytics, what to look for, what are the key things. And I've been told I have a great way of explaining it in a really easy and digestible way so that you understand it. Many clients have told me this. So I was like, okay, I got to believe people when they tell me this. Like enough people have told me this. So it's not going to be overwhelming. I'm a geek and I love analytics, but I'm going to do it in a way that's easy to understand. And so you understand the right things to look for. And actually, you might even be surprised if you're not like a numbers person, you might even be surprised at how much you end up liking looking at your analytics, right? I've used it now to help me grow multiple channels and my clients' channels. So I think it's super a great thing to look at. Plus, I'm going to give you recommendations on what to post, when, what some of your competitors are doing. And so that's a standalone strategy training session that I'm going to do with you. And that's part of actually a bigger package if you decide to continue with me. I had a client who got her initial monetization. She was eligible within 6 days. And then she got fully monetized within, I think it was 18 days. So it was less than 3 weeks. So it's definitely possible. That was, just planning and execution. It was perfect, right? So that can definitely be you as well. So the promotion is for the first 5 people who sign up for the beta program. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to jump in, make sure to sign up for that or message me. We could talk about if there's some you have any questions, feel free to message me as well. So with that, I hope that this served you. I hope that you got value from it. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this in the recording, what was your main takeaway? And if you learned something today, I'd appreciate if you hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, I would love for you to join the Visibility Voices community where we really want to be boldly seen and heard. That's my call to action for you, is to step into the vision that you have for being boldly seen and heard. If you need that one-to-one support, I'm here for you as well for that. All right, everyone, take care.